Greece is defending her borders against the onslaught of refugees purposely dumped at their border by President Erdogan of Turkey. And in doing so, they're not just defending Greece, they're defending the whole of Europe. We're going to take a look at the amazing response coming from some of the most unexpected corners of Europe that are giving their full support to Greece. And we're going to look at what it all means for the rise of a new conservative age. I think you're going to be very, very encouraged by this. Stay tuned. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here. Wonderful to be with you as always. A super happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. If this is your first time here at this channel, I post 2 videos a day analyzing current events in light of super awesome conservative trends so you can live in the present light of even better things to come. So if you haven't already done so, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'll be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel where we together get to celebrate each and every single day. We're going to do it today. The collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. Now, before we get into the massive effort being mobilized by Greece to defend their borders, make sure to download your free gift, which we put together just for you. We're calling it our Fake News Antidote. I love that title, Fake News Antidote. It's a compilation about 20 sites that I go to for my news, and you can download it completely free at the link down below in the pinned comment section. I think you're going to really, really enjoy that. And finally, gang, let me ask you a question. Did you miss out on becoming a millionaire, if not a billionaire, from the Bitcoin wave? Gang, if you haven't gotten on the 5G bandwagon yet, you're simply missing out on another once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A new economy centered around 5G is sprouting up all across the USA. Early investors may be able to see returns of 5, 10, maybe even 100 times their investments. I'm not kidding, guys. 5G is going to be huge, bigger than you ever imagined, and not just here in this country. We're talking the entire world here. 5G is promising to pave the way for augmented reality, for driverless cars, and turn hour-long downloads into seconds. So here's what you need to do. I want to urge you to watch the free educational video at thefutureis5g.com. Just click on the link below to learn more and get in and profit on the hot trend that's about to change the United States and the way we live our lives forever. So don't forget, click on the link and visit thefutureis5g.com and watch the free educational video today. All right, so let's dive right in here. Greece is holding the line for all of Europe at the moment. God bless them. Greek forces and coast guards have secured the border to thwart an attempt by thousands of primarily Syrian and other refugees from entering the country. Just in the last 24 hours, to give you a sense of how bad things are, from Monday to Tuesday morning, Greek officials are reporting that they've stopped over 5,000 people from illegally trying to enter into their nation. Nearly 50 have been detained. The migrants appear to be from a number of different areas from northern Africa and the Middle East, such as Somalia, Afghanistan, and Iraq, and of course, most especially from war-torn Syria. Now, the latest influx of migrants attempting to enter Europe through Greece comes just days after Turkish President Erdogan threatened to unleash what he called millions of refugees onto Europe if they don't support Turkish military efforts in Syria. Now, we just did a video on Erdogan's threats and what's behind it in terms of him trying to blackmail the EU to backing him in the Middle East. You can check that out by clicking the link above. I'll link it down below for you as well in the pinned comment section. We now have video that those threats have become a reality. Erdogan is piling refugees by the hundreds, if not thousands, into buses and taking them to Turkish border cities just a few miles away from Greece. Now, if you don't know, Greece right now, again, God bless them, they have a right-wing government. Now, again, we did a video on the last Greek election several months back. It was a long time coming since Greece was, for the last, 4 years, was under the rule of the far-left Syriza party, the Bernie Sanders version of Greek politics, or the Italian five-star of Greece, something akin to that. But Fortunately, voters threw them out and replaced them with the New Democracy Party, which has become what we like to call here on this channel a nationalist populist light party. Okay, so you have the nationalist populist right and you have the nationalist populist light. We talk about this all the time on this channel. This is where you have mainstream conservative parties begin to adopt the so-called far right or nationalist populist right platforms as their own. And so in effect, you have a mainstream party going through a paradigm shift that's actually in tandem with the larger political paradigm shift among the population as a whole. And so the New Democracy has absorbed many disaffected politicians and voters from the Nationalist Populist Party known as Golden Dawn. I know many of you are very, very familiar with them. They've had a hard time getting their act together of late. Some of their politicians are under indictment and on trial. So a lot of disaffected nationalist populists have just defected over to the center-right New Democracy, and they've caused a pronounced shift in the party towards adopting much of the nationalist populist right's stance on things, most especially on border security. And what we're seeing we're seeing this operate and work itself out right now as we speak. What's going on in Greece, I think, if you want to get a sense of it, I couldn't recommend more a Twitter site called Based Poland, B-A-S-E-D Poland, okay? It's so good. This guy posts several videos and news reports a day on what's happening in Greece. That's a really good resource for you, Based Poland on Twitter. Now, here's what's so amazing about what's going on here, and we predicted this in our last video on the situation at the Greek border that you want to check out for yourself. Here's what's so amazing. Even European Union leaders are praising Greece for their efforts at securing the border. Did you hear that? Even Brussels is praising Greece right now. The European Commission president has said openly and publicly that this border is not only a Greek border, it is a European border. And the president thanked Greece for being Europe's aspida, the Greek word for shield, Europe's aspida during this time. Gang, this is the EU talking! The EU is throwing their support behind the Greek Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, and his unyielding defense of the Greek border. The EU is throwing their full support behind him. All the while, the UN, the United Nations, is complaining that Greece is violating international refugee law. The EU should be disbanded as of today. I mean, the EU should be UN should be completely disbanded. I'm so angry about it, I can't even speak. They're an absolute disgrace. They're a total and complete disgrace. Greece is breaching international refugee law. I mean, these are just a bunch of left-wing lunatics disguised as UN bureaucrats. Well, I'm being redundant there, I guess. So what's going on here? Brussels is praising unyielding border security while the UN is complaining about it. What's going on here? Well, I think it's precisely what we predicted would happen in that last video when Erdogan made these threats of opening up the floodgates of refugees on Europe. Turkey, meet the new nationalist populist Europe. The Europe of 2020 is emphatically not the Europe of 2015. We noted in our last video, you'll notice Angela Merkel has been unusually quiet, hasn't she? Isn't that interesting? Wait, maybe it's because more and more media outlets like the Financial Times are calling for her to step down and resign as chancellor. She's utterly incompetent at this point. And to make matters even more astonishing, you ready for this? French President Macron is offering aid and assistance to both Greece and Bulgaria to strengthen their defense of their respective borders. Macron, the once future emperor of Europe, is openly championing Greece's defense of their borders. You see, gang, this is what we mean when we say a new conservative age is rising. The world as a whole, not simply right-wing parties, though we're very, very happy to see them dominate politics of late, no question. But it's not just the rise of right-wing parties and their electoral victories. Those can come and those can go. It's the shift as a whole of populations, the entire political, economic, and cultural system over to adopting and embracing policies and postures and practices and sentiments that once at one time were considered to be solely the property of the so-called far right or radical right. It's not necessarily about getting rid of the bureaucrats in Brussels, although I think all of us would be very happy if that happened, for sure. But it's not necessarily about getting rid of the EU. It's about getting the EU to work in tandem and in support of the national sovereignty of member nations, like in this case, Greece. The EU and France are acting precisely the way a new conservative Europe should be acting. They are cooperating with and giving their full support for a member nation that's trying to defend its national sovereignty and as such trying to defend the sovereignty of Europe. That, my friends, is what's called a new conservative age. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my video on the colossal fall of MSNBC's Chris Matthews. We put up a video predicting he would be canned before he was even canned. And look, the irony of it is he's been the left's biggest champion, and he just got crushed by the left's cancel culture. Ooh, the sweet irony. I think you're going to love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there, gang. God bless you.